Students, let us understand the concept of flip-flop, setup time, its hold time, and how the setup time failure or hold time failure will occur in the flip-flop. Generally, flip-flop, as I have shown, is a deep flip-flop. Deep flip-flop is also known as data flip-flop or delay flip-flop. Flip-flop will be used as a memory element, or it can transfer the data from input to output when the clock is active. So this is a flip-flop is a edge triggered flip-flop. That means whenever edge will come, positive edge will come, then the data will transfer to D to Q. So if I say this is a clock signals, in this is your positive edge. When you are going from 0 to 1, it is positive edge. When you are going from 1 to 0, it is called negative edge. So I have mentioned here it is a positive flip-flop, positive edge trigger flip-flop. That means this is the active edge. Whenever this edge will come, then the flip-flop will active and it will transfer the data from D to Q. Now we'll understand the concept of setup time. So let us consider this is the clock signals. So it is a positive edge triggered. Now when the data is given, the data, for example, this is the data I have given. So this is the positive edge is coming. Before some time, the data must be constant. If, for example, I have taken this is 0 second, this is 3 second, this is 6 second, this time 6, this is 3, this is 0. So if the setup time ts is equal to 2 second, that means it is 3 second, before 2 means 1 second. At before 1 second, the data must be constant. As it is constant here, so it is satisfying the setup time condition for the flip-flop. So the output will be a correct output. Now coming to the hold time. In hold time, what is the definition? After the rising edge, after the edge where when the flip-flop is active, it has to hold the data, or the data value should be constant for some time. If you are considering th is equal to 2 second, then here it is coming rising edge. So after rising edge is at 3 second, so till another 2 second, that is up to 5 second, the data must be constant. If it is 1, it should be 1. If it is 0, it should be 0. Then only we will get a correct output at the output of the flip-flop, or else we will not get a correct output. We may get some output that we cannot predict. It may be a 1 or 0 or some unknown value we cannot predict. Now we'll understand in terms of timing waveform. Now come to here. I have drawn this is a clock signals. So clock signals is given to the flip-flop, and this flip-flop is a deep flip-flop which is a positive edge triggered. That means whenever this edge will come, then the flip-flop will be active. Active means what? It will transfer the D value to the output Q value. Now we'll understand how the setup time, hold time is occurring here. Now come to here. This is the data is given. Now at this time it is seeing a positive edge. So before some time, let us consider it is, as I explained, the TS and TH as 2 seconds. Let us consider. So before 2 seconds, from here the data must be constant. So here data is constant, so it is satisfying the setup time. After this positive edge, another 2 seconds, the data must be constant, so it is satisfying the hold time as it is constant. So if it is satisfying, then at this edge whatever data will be there, it is transferring the output. Then from this point again the data will change at this point. Again if you are going up to this, what will see? Again this is the another rising edge is coming. What is the data here? 0. So before 2 seconds the data is constant. After the rising edge another 2 seconds data is constant. So it is satisfying the setup time and hold time condition. So we'll get output 0 because data is 0. Now coming to the next rising edge which is coming here. Now what you are seeing the data, this is for example from the rising edge, this is the 2 seconds. So now what is happening, the data must be constant before the rising edge, before 2 seconds of the rising edge, but it is not constant. Now here it is 0, next it is changing 1. So it is violating the setup time. So here we'll get some output which is unknown output. This is known as setup time violation. But if you go to hold time, after this value the data is constant more than 2 seconds. So it is satisfying the whole time, but setup time violation is occurring. So we'll get an unknown output. Next, we'll go to next rising edge. If you'll see next rising edge here, now here before 2 seconds the data is constant which is 0. That means it is satisfying the setup time. But if we'll go, this is let us consider after the rising edge another 2 seconds. But here the data is increasing before that hold time. So here hold time violation will occur. So we'll get error at the output. This is hold time violation. This one setup time violation. So if it is not satisfying either setup time or hold time, the output will get an error output or unpredictable output. Thank you.